Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, I am Muhammad Asif Mahmood, Senior Teacher Biology in Boys Wing Township. Today we shall discuss an important topic from chapter number 16, that is components of ecosystem.
Our ecosystem can be defined as it is a self-sufficient part of an environment which is formed by the interaction between biotic and abiotic components. These are the two main components of ecosystem. Today we shall discuss everyone in detail. Ecosystem comprises of two components, abiotic components, and side by side the second part of the ecosystem comprises of biotic components. Abiotic components are those components which are non-living. All abiotic components are non-living. For example, major abiotic components: light, soil, water, air. These are vital, major, non-living abiotic components of the ecosystem which can directly influence the biotic component of the ecosystem. And on the other hand, all biotic components are living components, living factors. These living components are further classified into three major parts. The first one, producers. All producers are living. The second one, consumers. And the last and the third one, decomposers. So living components are categorized into three major categories. The first one, producers; second one, consumers; and the third one, decomposers. All producers are autotrophs. We already know those which can prepare their own food. Auto means by themselves, troph mean food. They can prepare their own food because they have chlorophyll in them, because they can perform photosynthesis. And these are three. Number one, photosynthetic bacteria. Number two, algae. Number three, all plants. These are three producers. They can manufacture their own food. Consumers are further classified into three categories. The first category of consumers are called as primary consumers. The second category of consumers comprises of secondary consumers. And the last one, these are tertiary consumers. They are those which cannot make their food, these are all heterotrophs. Hetero means others, troph means food. They get their food from all other organisms, like they get food from algae, plants, and photosynthetic material. Primary consumers are herbivores. Herbivores, they get their food by eating grasses, algae. So these are herbivores. Herbivores are eaten by carnivores. Carnivores are meat eaters. They consume herbivores. All herbivores are cattle, like sheep, like buffalo, like cow, giraffe, zebra. These are all herbivores. They consume herbs. And carnivores, they consume herbivores. They get food from eating the meat of herbivores. Herbivores are eaten by the carnivores, and carnivores are further classified into primary carnivores and secondary carnivores. Both primary and secondary carnivores are secondary consumers, whereas the tertiary carnivores are the tertiary consumers. These are tertiary carnivores. These are also called top carnivores. They consume the meat of secondary consumers. Secondary carnivores and primary carnivores. For example, lion is a top carnivore. Hawk is a top carnivore. Whereas bear is a secondary carnivore and snake is primary carnivore. And all the cattle are primary consumers. These are herbivores. So we will sum up all these components. Abiotic components are non-living components like light, like soil, like water, air. Whereas biotic components are living components. These are producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers can manufacture their own food because they have chlorophyll in them. They are photosynthetic, and photosynthetic material, algae, and all the plants, they can manufacture their own food. These are autotrophs. These are consumed by the consumers, and consumers are further classified into primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are herbivores. These are grass eaters. These are cattle, like sheep, buffalo, and cow. These primary consumers are consumed by secondary consumers, and these are carnivores. They are meat eaters. Carnivores, secondary consumers, which are further classified into primary carnivores and secondary carnivores. Like snake is a primary carnivore, bear is a secondary carnivore. The third category, tertiary carnivores, these are tertiary consumers. These are also called as top carnivores like lion and like hawk. These are also called top carnivores. Producers, consumers, and ultimately decomposers, these are bacteria and fungi. These are decomposers. These are also called the scavengers of the ecosystem. They decompose every dead and decaying matter. Whenever producers die, these are consumed, decomposed by decomposers. Whenever primary consumers are decomposed, secondary consumers are decomposed, or tertiary consumers are decomposed, these are all decomposed by decomposers. So these are two major components of the ecosystem: abiotic components and biotic components. If you look into the blue box of this topic, you can see there are omnivores. For example, human being, bear, crow, these are omnivores because they can eat both plants, fruits, vegetables, and they can also eat meat. So these are called omnivores. These are not categorized into primary, primary, or secondary, or tertiary. They can eat at any trophic level. So these are called omnivores. I hope you can easily understand these concepts by reviewing, by re-listening this video lecture. I thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.